Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on WWE Payback 2017. Let's kick it off with the pre-show, and we start with our one and only match, Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. It weren't that good. Enzo and Cass did their usual mic work. It was based around the fact that Gallows and Anderson took out Enzo on Raw, which was alright. The actual match just wasn't that good. Enzo made a tag with the idea that he was disorientated. He was blasted off the apron to the floor immediately. Gallows and Anderson brought him back in the ring, went for a magic killer. Cass hit the ring, nailed them both. Enzo stole a pinfall on Gallows with a small package. It just didn't do anything for anyone. It wasn't that entertaining, and the match just wasn't that damn good, to be honest. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. It gets a 3 out of 10. What has happened to these teams? Honestly, god damn it, WWE. Let's just move straight on. Then we go to a backstage segment. The Hardys were going over the strategy backstage when the Golden Truth arrived and greeted them. They said the Hardys were the adrenaline shot the tag team division needed, and they have inspired them. They went to Kurt Angle and issued a challenge to the winners of tonight's Raw Tag Team Championship match. Matt was sliding a little bit into his broken character here. This was actually a good segment, I'm not going to lie. Mainly because R-Truth did not speak. Thank the Lord for that one. It actually made it an entertaining segment. Then we go to the social media lounge with Cesaro and Sheamus. They ask questions and they answer them. You know how the social media lounge goes. They said their strategy tonight against the Hardys was to win. Sheamus said they don't have a plan. They're just going to be the hardest hitters in WWE, just like they do every week. Cesaro said they haven't talked strategy yet and they bantered. Cesaro blew off the idea that the Hardys are a better tag team because they've been teaming longer. Sheamus says they want the competition and their nostalgia thing is going to slowly fade away. It is. That's why Broken Matt's going to come. Cannot wait. He did not say it would classify itself as obsolete. They were asked who was the better athlete out of the two of them. Sheamus says, who really asked that? I'm wondering if it was the Hardys who is trying to cause an issue between them. Sheamus did slip in the fact that he was a better athlete. Cesaro said it was great for Sheamus to be here and look up to Cesaro. They had some good banter between them. They finally agreed that they were the best two athletes in WWE and promised they would win the tag team titles tonight and carry them on to the European tour next week. Well, let's see how that goes later tonight, to be honest. But the social media lounge is pretty good. I like the banter between these two. They've got amazing chemistry. Then we go to the Miz TV segment with Finn Balor. Miz knocked on the audience, introduced Balor. Miz complained when his entrance took 5 minutes and was annoyed with the fans cheering it. He questioned, what is this? In response to the fans' big reaction, Balor said it was the Balor Club. Miz asked what it was and whether Miz and Maurice could join, mocking it. Balor said it wasn't his call, it was the club's decision, and asked the fans. They booed the idea. Miz said that Balor had so much promise when he came to WWE because everywhere he went, he became a star and a champion. Miz recaps his last year with the injury and having to give up the Universal Championship. He asked whether Balor felt like a failure. Balor said if being a failure was tearing his labium, dislocating his shoulder and still finishing and winning the match, then yes, he was a failure. Miz said he was and all of his fans were losers. He said Balor was too small and fights with his heart instead of his brain. Miz says while he was out, Miz was holding his arm up with the IC Championship on SmackDown while Balor was rehabbing his arm. Balor was asked what was next for him. Balor said he was going to get his title back. Yes. Miz reminded him that the Universal Champion was Brock Lesnar. Miz mocked him for it and said he was even bigger than Balor. Balor said he liked beating men bigger than him. Let's move on before anyone says anything else about that. He said Miz could join the Balor Club or the Finn Balor just kicked my ass club. Murray stepped in between them. Balor said every episode of Miz TV ends with Miz getting his ass kicked. He's going to be the bigger man and went to leave. He said Miz wasn't worth it. Miz got angry. They played Balor's music and ripped on Balor. Balor nailed him with a sling blade, taking Miz out, and then put his jacket on and walked out. Enjoyable segment. They had really, really good chemistry together. I cannot wait to see a feud between them two. That will be amazing. Now, without further ado, let's get to the main show, because the pre-show actually had quite a lot of stuff going on it. We start the main show with the WWE United States Championship match between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. And wow, this was so much better than the WrestleMania match. Owens attacked Jericho at the bell, but Jericho made a comeback and knocked him off the apron to the floor. The actual finish of the match, Jericho and Owens battled, and finally Jericho locked in the wall. Owens tried to hang on and battle to the rope and place one thing on the bottom rope, playing off the WrestleMania moment. Jericho angry went right after Owens stomping and kicking his arm and finger. They went to the floor where Jericho trapped his hand behind the ring steps, kicked it. Owens was tossed back in the ring where the official wanted to check on him and held Jericho back. Owens used the distraction to poke him in the eye and roll him up for a 2 count. He went for the pop-up powerbomb, but Jericho slipped past him because he couldn't do it because of the hand. Locked in the walls. Owens fought to the ropes, but when he went to use his hand, he couldn't extend his fingers because of the injury and finally tapped out. Yes, Jericho has won the US Championship back. He is going to Tuesday night when his last scheduled appearance is Monday or Tuesday. What is going on, WWE? I wasn't expecting it. It was a hell of a match. He gets a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. I just want to see what you're going to do with it. I'm definitely going to tune into Monday or Tuesday and see what the hell is going on. Then we go to our Cruiserweight Championship match, Neville vs. Austin Aries. Again, so much better than WrestleMania. Another 7.5 out of 10. Aries nailed a slingshot, rolling splash and prepared to come off the top. Neville drop-kicked the top rope, forcing him to crash down to the ring. Nice spot. I've got another couple ones that I'd like to mention. Neville stomped Aries, played to the crowd, allowing Aries to drop kick him from behind while he was standing on the ropes, sending him crashing to the floor. That was a really nice spot. Aries nailed a big suicide dive straight into the barricade. I like that spot. This match was just really, really good. The actual finish, Aries went to the top, Neville met him, Aries boxed his ears, nailed a sunflip powerbomb and turned it into the last chancery. Neville was trying to get to the ropes, couldn't, grabbing the official's hand and then actually dragged his shirt and then dragged him straight over, causing a disqualification. So Neville retained. I thought it was a weird finish, but it made sense because it was a desperation move. I guess it worked in storyline, to be fair. Neville would do anything to hold on to his championship. I think that's what they're trying to say, and I do like that fact. I didn't let the finish ruin the fact that it was actually a good match. So, good job, WWE. Good match. Then they ran a commercial for Backlash on the 21st of May, and it was all built around the in-ring debut of Shinsuke Nakamura, as it should, because that's going to be amazing. Then we go to our Raw Tag Team Championship match, Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Matt did do the complete character yelling delete several times on camera, just so I mentioned that. Cesaro and Sheamus Sheamus went for a bro kick, but Hardy broke it up. Don't know which one there. Matt went for a twist of fate, but Sheamus blocked it. Jeff made a blind tag, nailed a swanton on Sheamus as he slammed and covered Matt. So Matt and Jeff retain. They all shook hands after the challengers raised one in his arms. They left the ring, but then Cesaro and Sheamus returned and took out Matt and Jeff. Matt had a cut on his head, but that was happening during the match. There was quite a lot of blood coming from him, which was surprising. I like seeing blood. Sorry, I'm just weird that way, because I grew up in the era of blood, so kind of love it. But yeah, it was a good match. 7 out of 10 for that one. I think the main heel turn they really did was amazing. I did love that. Then Braun did a promo promising to destroy Roman. Standard stuff. Then we go to our Raw Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Bliss went for another sunfat flip. Bayley dropped down. Bliss kicked up, and then as she did, she sent Bayley into the digital board post hard. Bayley grabbed her for a small package, but Bliss kicked up, held on to her, nailed a DDT, scoring the pin. Bliss won the championship. I don't know what to do from this moment, guys. My life has changed forever. Bliss is now the first person to hold both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Just sort of mention that one there. It was an alright match, 6.5 out of 10. Nothing majorly spectacular, but great storytelling, especially with the head going into the post a couple of times. The whole Bayley trying to do the hometown thing. Alexa Bliss, these comments on Raw, everything added to a nice storyline and decent storytelling, so all good there. Now we go to the House of Horrors match. Oh, I'm going to just list everything that happened in this match. It's in 2 segments, so I'm going to have another match in between this. They did announce via the ring. JoJo mentioned the House of Horrors would start somewhere else and end up in the arena, pinfall, submission or forfeit. We actually go to a limo pulling up to a house inside of Randy Orton dressed to fight. He exits the house bathed in blue light. One of the lights inside is turned off. A piece of farm equipment drives itself past Randy. Oh yes, it gets weirder. I like that bit. We hear crickets at the house, not in the arena. Why would we hear them in the arena? No one's in there. Orton cautiously tries to enter the house. He can spy on Wyatt inside. Bray sees him and turns to face the window. Orton goes to the front door. It's locked, so he breaks through it. We see all sorts of cuts looking at stuff. Bray's voice wants him to run. The door slams behind Randy. Bray attacks him from behind. He slams Orton into the wall and tells him he took everything from Bray, so now Wyatt will take everything from him. He yelled at Orton that he could never leave. They battled inside the living room until Wyatt fled down a hallway. Randy followed Bray's hand broke through the wall. Bray's hand broke through a wall to choke him. Randy goes into a room with a bunch of mutilated baby dolls hanging from the ceiling. They played baby noises, which was really creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Good job there. Wyatt attacks and distracts Randy and then slam each other into the wall, breaking the plaster. They were actually hitting some pretty stiff shots that I expect most will dismiss because they're pre-taped and edited. Wyatt disappears and Orton tries to follow. He demands to know where he is. Orton enters a spooky room and then a kitchen. Wyatt tries to attack him with a rolling pin and then a frying pan, but Randy fought back and beat him down with a right hand until they were both down exhausted on the floor. Orton got back to his feet. Wyatt laughed at him. Orton tried to force him into the sink full of dirty dishes and was going to hit him with a frying pan, but a low blow. Wyatt flipped a fridge over and trapped Randy Orton underneath. They did ruin this spot a little bit for me because I could see the fact that it was over Randy and then he kind of pushed it off, so you could tell he was just lying next to it. I really shouldn't know this much knowledge about shit, but yeah, it was good. Bray goes outside, he screams, "Follow the bullets!" And on cue, the house is now bathed in red light. Bray gets into Randy's limo and tells the driver to go to the arena. He's saying, "He's got the whole world in his hands." As they drove away, how will Randy follow? We'll have to find out. It was bloody good. I am not going to lie. I actually really enjoyed this. It just felt like a whole proper slugfest like it used to be back in the day. I liked it. You get my rating once we actually talk about the end of it. Then we go to Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins. Great storytelling. Good match. Joe locked in a sleeper. Rollins pushed back and somehow had Joe's shoulders down for a 3 count. A fluke win by Seth Rollins. Good match. Like the storytelling. Really good rivalry. I don't think it's over. 7 out of 10 for that one. Damn good. Then we go to the House of Horrors. Continuing, Bray arrives in the arena, stumbles out the limo, coughing and marching down the hallway towards the gorilla position. Wyatt makes his way to the ring with his complete entrance, carrying his lantern. The announcers teased that Orton hasn't showed up, who would have to forfeit. When Bray blew out the lantern, the lights turned on and Randy Orton was behind him. Kind of like, I just wanted him to go, "Surprise, motherfucker!" But no, he didn't. Wyatt attacked him, destroying him with a chair. They went to the floor, where Bray was sent over the announce table at the ringside. Orton sets up for DDT with Wyatt off the table, which was a nice shot. Orton was carrying his arm as if he hurt his shoulder. They sold amazingly in here. Absolutely amazingly. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Rollins was amazing selling with his knee. Like he did a frog splash or something like that. A splash. And immediately grabbed his knee before trying to cover, which was amazing styling. I'd like to mention that before I forget. Orton snapped Wyatt across the back with a steel chair. He tossed Bray back into the ring, set up for the RKO, but the Singh brothers from SmackDown attacked him. He fought him off. Wyatt went for Sister Abigail. Randy fought him off, nailed an RKO. Jinder Mahal hit the ring and attacked Orton with the WWE Championship right in the back of the head. Walked off. Wyatt nailed Orton with the Sister Abigail and scored the pin. Absolutely amazing, I'm not gonna lie. I loved every bit of that. It was so damn good. I like the ending, how Jinder managed to get his comeuppance on Randy, which is going to add to their feud, while giving Wyatt a massive win, ending their rivalry. I love that, how you end a rivalry with during somebody else's rivalry with them. That was really good. I'm debating whether to give it 7 or 7.5. I think I'm going to go with it a 7.5 out of 10 just for the ending, because I loved it. And then we go to our main event of the evening, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. I'm not going to lie, I fell asleep during this match. I did get to the end. It's at the end where most of the decent stuff happened. Roman speared Braun, scored a close 2 count. He went for another spear, but kicked in the sternum. Reigns fell back with a couple of Superman punches, second of which Strowman to one knee. He went for another one, but Strowman shot into the air, locked in a tribal choke, and then hit a running power slam for a 2 count. Strowman picked up Roman and hit another power slam for a 3 count. Thank God Strowman won. After the match, Strowman threw in the ring steps. Fans were chanting, "Thank you, Strowman." He then dropped Reigns onto the ring steps and then drove the ring steps straight into his ribs. Reigns was bleeding from the mouth. You could see it around the mouth and on all of his tape and everything, which was really nice effect. We got a super loud "Thank you, Strowman." Several officials, including Adam Pearce and Fit Finlay, yelled at Braun. He shoved him away. They showed blood on the canvas and bleeding from Reigns' face while everyone checked on him, which was a really nice touch, showing more of the blood. You can tell when it's not real, because they'll show it a lot, whereas if it's real they won't. As Reigns struggled to leave, the audience chanted, "You deserve it." Reigns made his way towards the stage, where he finally doubled over in pain. EMTs came out with the stretcher. Officials asked him to let the EMTs help him, but he said he wasn't going to get on the stretcher. At that point, the show officially ends. We did go to Raw Talk, where we saw Roman staggering the hallway and showed him coughing up blood on a white wall, and as others tried to help him. Roman was being helped into an ambulance. He was leaning against the door. Strowman screamed, "I'm not finished with you!" Charged at Roman, but Roman moved. Strowman destroyed the door when he slammed into it and crashed into a pile of cardboard boxes. He recovered. Strowman nailed him with the other door. Braun disappeared as Strowman was bloodied and hurting, leaning against the ambulance. I don't know why you couldn't have shown that on the main show. That was kind of a bit of an FU to the people watching on an actual pay-per-view, but what are you going to do? But yeah, that was a nice ending to it. I got to see the arena stuff. I never actually watched the Raw Talk stuff. Damn it. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this pay-per-view, to be fair. It was solid night of wrestling. Everything made storyline sense. I don't know why you gave it to Jericho, but they must have a logical reason why Jericho won this match. They'll tell us in time and how he's going to do it. He can't drop it on Tuesday to someone, can he? Who knows? Sami Zayn. Please, Sami Zayn. Please, Sami Zayn. Or Baron Corbin. I don't care. One of them two. Okay, that's off topic. Great pay-per-view. I loved it, every bit of it, to be fair. Nothing was a downer, to be honest. I don't consider anything apart from the pre-show match bad. But then again, it's a pre-show match, so that doesn't really count to the flow of the pay-per-view. But I did enjoy it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please check out my live reactions on the channel. Please support me on Patreon, link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.